Sagittarius, November will be marked by prosperity, unity, and a miraculous beginning. Sagittarius, can you feel that quiet pulse beneath everything right now? It's the sound of life rearranging itself around your truth. November isn't just another turn of the calendar. It's the first deep breath after a long run, the moment your soul finally catches up with your destiny. For too long, you've known that something inside you was waiting. Not asleep but patient, waiting for you to stop apologizing for your vision, waiting for you to stop editing your fire just to make others comfortable. This month, that waiting ends. The gates of expansion are opening wide, and the universe is asking you one question. Are you ready to live at the frequency of your potential? Because everything you've dreamed of, the prosperity, the alignment, the recognition, the peace that feels like home, begins the moment you stop doubting the magnitude of your own light. November will not gently knock on your door. It will burst in like sunrise after a lifetime of twilight. And as it does, you'll feel an ancient knowing rising in your chest, the memory of who you've always been. Before we begin this journey together, take a deep breath. Let yourself feel that you were always meant to find this message. If it resonates, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, not as a routine, but as an act of alignment, a declaration that you are ready to receive what this month was written to bring. Gate 1: The Awakening of the Forgotten Fire. Sagittarius, for most of your life, you've carried a subtle ache, not of pain but of potential. That restless pulse beneath your ribs, that unshakable conviction that you were born for something extraordinary. Even when others called it ambition or impatience or idealism, you knew it was something else. It was memory. Memory of a fire you once carried with ease, a flame that guided entire tribes through darkness, a light that could see possibilities far beyond the horizon. But somewhere between growing up and fitting in, you learned to dim it. You learned to survive by playing smaller than you were ever meant to be. You became the one who listened more than you spoke, who smiled even when you wanted to roar, who accepted half answers to whole dreams because the world told you that moderation is maturity. But deep down, your soul never agreed. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, faith, and divine abundance. And when you live below your truth, your energy begins to suffocate. That's why you've often felt trapped in spaces that others find comfortable. That's why no matter how much you accomplish, there's always been a quiet voice whispering, "There's more." November arrives not to give you more, but to remind you of what was always yours. This month, the universe is orchestrating an awakening so profound that even you, the eternal dreamer, will stand in awe of how naturally everything begins to fall into place once you stop resisting your magnitude. You'll notice it first in the simplest moments. A project that suddenly moves after months of stagnation, a conversation that shifts the course of your path, a synchronicity that feels too specific to be coincidence. These are not random events. They are signs that your energy is expanding again, that your field of influence is returning to its natural orbit. Sagittarius, you were never meant to walk quietly through life. You were meant to move the air when you enter a room. People feel you before you speak, and in November, that magnetic presence intensifies. You'll find others naturally drawn to you, not for what you can do for them, but because your energy feels like permission. Permission to dream, to risk, to remember. You awaken something in people that they've long buried. The courage to believe that life can be more than routine. And yet, that very gift has also been your greatest burden. Because in a world that fears authenticity, your light often made others uncomfortable. You've been judged for your optimism, dismissed for your enthusiasm, misunderstood for your vision. But what if this month you finally stopped internalizing their projections? What if instead of asking, "Am I too much?" you started asking, "Why are they so afraid of more?" That shift in perception changes everything. Prosperity begins there, not in money, not in validation, but in the restoration of your self-belief. For years you've worked hard, helped others, given your wisdom freely, but the universe couldn't match your giving with receiving because somewhere inside, you didn't believe you deserved the same generosity you gave away. November will heal that imbalance. The more you acknowledge your worth, the more effortlessly abundance flows toward you. There's an old story among healers. When a Sagittarius forgets their fire, the world loses direction. You are the sign of the seeker, the one who translates divine truth into human language. When you doubt yourself, those around you drift without compass. But when you rise, you realign the entire atmosphere. People start dreaming again, believing again. It's no exaggeration to say that your authenticity can recalibrate entire circles. That's why this month's awakening is not just personal. It's collective. Your expansion creates space for others to expand too. You may notice resistance from those who benefited from your self-doubt. When you start standing taller, some will feel threatened. When you start valuing your time, those who took advantage of your generosity will call you selfish. But don't let their discomfort shrink your evolution. Growth always rearranges the landscape, and not everyone is meant to follow you to the mountaintop. Let that be okay. You don't have to carry every connection into your next chapter. Some were only meant to teach you how to recognize your own frequency. This is the sacred paradox of Sagittarius energy. You are both the traveler and the teacher. You journey outward to discover truths, then return to share them. November is the month when the teacher awakens within you again. You'll find your voice returning, your conviction sharpening. Opportunities to lead, mentor, or speak will appear. Sometimes subtly, sometimes boldly, and your first instinct may be to hesitate. You'll think, who am I to guide others when I'm still figuring things out myself? But that's exactly why you're chosen. The truest teachers aren't the ones who have all the answers. They are the ones who never stop asking questions. In this awakening, you'll start to see that power is not something you seize. It's something you embody. True power doesn't shout. It radiates. It doesn't demand attention. It earns it through clarity, integrity, and presence. And you, Sagittarius, are rediscovering this exact kind of power, the quiet, expansive strength of someone who knows who they are and doesn't need to prove it. You may notice that your words begin to carry more weight. People listen differently. Opportunities align more precisely. It's because you're finally speaking from your core, not from your fear. The prosperity that begins in November has roots much deeper than your current circumstances. It's the harvest of every lesson, every heartbreak, every disappointment that once made you question your purpose. You were never being punished. You were being refined. The universe was teaching you how to hold abundance without losing your integrity, how to lead without controlling, how to shine without burning out. And now you are ready. If there's one truth you must remember this month, it's this. Prosperity is the natural state of a soul aligned with its mission. When you act from authenticity, the universe stops being your obstacle and becomes your ally. Every path opens. Every no transforms into a redirection. Every delay reveals itself as divine timing. So stand tall, Sagittarius. Lift your chin, soften your shoulders, and breathe. The gates of November are wide open, and the world is waiting for you to walk through them. Not as the version of yourself that played small, but as the embodiment of your highest frequency. The forgotten fire is returning. And once it's fully awake, nothing, not doubt, not fear, not the opinions of others, will be able to dim it again. Gate 2: the flow of divine prosperity. Sagittarius, the word prosperity has often been misunderstood. The world taught you to equate it with material comfort. A number in a bank account, a home that looks impressive, a career that others admire. But deep down, your soul has always known that true prosperity runs deeper than the surface. It is not what you possess, but what you radiate. It is the alignment between what you do, what you believe, and who you are. And November is the month when that alignment finally clicks into place. For too long, you've lived in two frequencies at once. On one hand, the dreamer in you has always reached for the stars, believing in a life of expansion, beauty, and generosity. On the other, the cautious part of you, shaped by disappointment, whispered that perhaps you were asking for too much, that you should be grateful for what you already have and not risk losing it. This inner conflict created an invisible wall between you and the abundance that was meant to find you. Because prosperity never responds to fear, it responds to faith. November will teach you that the energy of abundance isn't something you chase, something you allow. The flow of divine prosperity begins not when you demand more from the universe, but when you stop blocking what has been trying to reach you all along. You block it every time you say, "I'm not ready yet." Every time you say, "Maybe next year." Every time you convince yourself that smallness equals safety. But in truth, safety was never the goal of your soul, growth was. Sagittarius, the universe speaks your language through expansion. Every time you follow the spark that excites you, even if it makes no logical sense, you create ripples of opportunity. Every time you say yes to what feels aligned, even when it scares you, you open a new door. Prosperity doesn't arrive as a paycheck. It arrives as a vibration, a frequency that matches your willingness to trust your path. And this month, that vibration grows louder. You'll start to notice how opportunities come easier when you're at peace. How conversations open doors that hard work alone could never unlock. How money, recognition, and love flow more effortlessly when you're acting from inspiration rather than desperation. This is not magic. It's magnetism. The universe mirrors the energy you emit, and in November, you are radiating expansion. But let's be honest, this isn't the first time prosperity has approached you. It has knocked on your door before, hasn't it? And yet, somehow you talked yourself out of opening it. Maybe you felt unworthy. Maybe you thought the timing wasn't right. Maybe you feared losing what you already had. These patterns were not failures. They were rehearsals. You were learning how to receive without guilt, how to grow without apology. Now the test is different. The lesson is no longer about how to attract prosperity, you already know that, but about how to sustain it. True wealth requires emotional maturity. The universe doesn't give abundance to those who still see it as proof of worth. It gives it to those who see it as a tool of purpose. That's why this month's prosperity will arrive hand in hand with clarity. You'll begin to understand that money, recognition, and success are not rewards for your goodness. They are instruments of your mission. For some Sagittarians, this will mean stepping into leadership in your career. Finally being seen and compensated for the value you've always provided. For others, prosperity may flow through creative expression, teaching, healing, or travel. Anything that expands the human spirit, which is your soul's favorite language. But in every case, the key is the same. You must receive without shrinking. The moment you apologize for your blessings, you tell the universe you are not ready for more. And prosperity, when it arrives in its divine form, is not selfish. It's generous by nature. It allows you to pour into others without running dry. It transforms your home into a sanctuary, your work into service, your time into art. That's what November wants to give you. A life that feels like contribution rather than compensation. But there's something deeper here, Sagittarius. Many of you have a complicated relationship with abundance because of ancestral patterns. Perhaps you come from a lineage that struggled to survive, that equated effort with virtue, that believed peace must be earned through exhaustion. In that kind of inheritance, ease feels suspicious, and joy feels undeserved. This month, the universe asks you to break that contract. You are not here to repeat your ancestors' scarcity. You are here to redeem it. You honor their struggle not by suffering, but by thriving in their name. There is a story unfolding beneath your success that no one else can see. A story of healing generations of self-denial. When you allow yourself to receive abundance with grace, you teach every soul connected to your bloodline that it's safe to prosper without guilt. You are rewriting the energetic code of your family tree. You are proving that wealth and humility can coexist, that success can be sacred, that joy can be holy. November will present you with small initiations to practice this truth. Someone might offer help, and your instinct will be to say, "No, I'm fine." Don't. That moment is a test of worthiness, not independence. Or you may be invited into a new opportunity that feels too big, too public, too soon. That's another initiation. Say yes. The universe never offers expansion before you're ready. It offers it because you are ready. When you start flowing with prosperity, you'll notice how your definition of wealth evolves. You'll realize that peace is the highest currency, that integrity is the most valuable asset, and that alignment pays dividends no system on earth can calculate. You'll also begin to feel a quiet joy in giving, not from obligation but from overflow. That's how you'll know you've entered divine flow. When generosity feels effortless and gratitude feels constant. Sagittarius, November wants to remind you that prosperity was never about luck. It's about energy. When you live from the heart instead of the fear, the universe bends toward you. You are not chasing abundance, you are becoming it. You are the current, not the swimmer. You are the flame, not the seeker of warmth. And every time you choose faith over doubt, that current grows stronger. So this month, bless every opportunity that finds you. Don't question its timing. Don't apologize for its ease. Don't measure it against old limitations. Just say thank you, breathe deeply, and keep walking. Because prosperity doesn't end at the arrival of money or recognition. It begins there. The real miracle is not what you gain. It's who you become when you finally realize you were never meant to live in scarcity. Not materially, not emotionally, not spiritually. You are expansion itself. And November is your proof. Gate 3, the return to wholeness, unity and soul alignment. Sagittarius, unity is not something that happens outside of you. It begins within the moment you stop fighting yourself. For years, you've been divided between the version of you who dreams fearlessly and the one who hesitates out of caution. Between the part that knows you're destined for greatness and the part that believes it's safer to stay small. Between the one who seeks freedom and the one who longs to belong. This constant tug-of-war has exhausted you more than any external challenge ever could. But in November, that inner conflict dissolves. You begin to realize that every version of you was never at odds. They were simply waiting to be harmonized. The universe isn't asking you to choose between your courage and your caution, your logic and your intuition, your wildness and your responsibility. It's asking you to let them dance. Because that's where unity is born, not in perfection but in integration. You were never meant to amputate parts of yourself in order to fit someone's idea of balance. You were meant to become complete. This is the sacred alchemy of November. The merging of all your fragmented selves into one radiant center of truth. At first, this process may feel uncomfortable. You might notice emotions rising without warning. Memories from your past that surface like echoes asking to be acknowledged. You might feel a strange combination of grief and relief, as if you're saying goodbye to an old identity while welcoming a new one. Don't resist it. You're not losing yourself. You're retrieving yourself. Every tear, every reflection, every quiet night spent wondering who you really are. All of it has been preparing you for this moment of alignment. Sagittarius, your energy is ruled by movement. Physical, mental, spiritual. You are the wanderer of the zodiac, always in search of meaning. But lately, you've been discovering that the greatest adventure isn't out there in foreign lands or new beginnings. It's the journey inward, toward the parts of yourself you've abandoned. Unity begins when you stop searching for home in other people and start building it within. In November, the universe will orchestrate situations that mirror your inner dualities. Perhaps a relationship will test your boundaries, showing you where you still people please instead of honoring your truth. Perhaps a professional opportunity will challenge you to balance faith with practicality. These are not coincidences, they are sacred mirrors. Life will keep reflecting the areas where you are divided until you choose integration. Let's be honest. You've often believed that love and freedom couldn't coexist. That to belong meant to sacrifice your independence, and to be independent meant to walk alone. But that belief was born from past wounds, not truth. This month, you'll begin to experience relationships that prove the opposite. Connections that celebrate your individuality instead of confining it. You'll attract people who understand that unity doesn't mean sameness. It means resonance. These are your soul family. The ones who will remind you that you don't have to shrink to be loved. There's a quiet miracle in realizing that the love you've always searched for outside of yourself was simply waiting for you to come home. The moment you stop chasing validation, love finds you effortlessly. The moment you stop needing to be understood, understanding arrives. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth, life mirrors it back to you through synchronicity, recognition, and peace. Unity is also about aligning your external world with your internal truth. How many times have you said yes when your heart screamed no? How many times have you played the role of the strong one while silently craving support? Sagittarius, your generosity is one of your most divine gifts. But it can become self-destructive when you forget that giving must flow both ways. November will ask you to reevaluate where your energy goes, not as an act of withdrawal but of alignment. The universe can only fill what has space. When you stop overextending, you make room for what truly nourishes you. This unity also extends to your relationship with time. For so long, you felt like you were running behind, like everyone else was ahead, like your moment of success was always almost here. But unity teaches you that divine timing has no competition. What is meant for you is calibrated precisely to your frequency. If it hasn't arrived, it's because you are still expanding into the version of yourself capable of holding it. November is when that expansion reaches equilibrium, when your vibration finally matches the blessings circling your orbit. You'll begin to notice this alignment in small but powerful ways. You'll feel peace in decisions that once caused anxiety. You'll wake up with ideas that feel guided, not forced. People who once triggered you will no longer have power over your emotions. These are signs that your inner compass has found true north. Life begins to feel lighter, clearer, synchronized. And yet, unity doesn't mean stillness. It means harmony in motion. Sagittarius energy is like an arrow. Its strength comes from alignment. When the bow, the string, and the arrow move together, momentum becomes unstoppable. But if one element resists, the shot falters. In November, you are that arrow being drawn back, not as punishment but as preparation. The further you are pulled inward, the further you will fly outward when released. So when you feel tension, trust it. That's alignment building power. This is also a month to reconcile your masculine and feminine energies, the doer and the dreamer, the planner and the intuitive, the protector and the nurturer. Many Sagittarians have leaned heavily into one while neglecting the other. You may have worked tirelessly, manifesting through logic and strategy, but forgotten how to rest and receive. Or perhaps you've lived entirely in intuition and creativity, but struggled with grounding your visions into reality. Unity requires both. The divine masculine provides structure. The divine feminine provides flow. Together, they create a life of effortless expansion. So this November, when your soul asks you to slow down, listen. Rest is not regression, it is integration. When opportunities arise, act. Action is not control, it is collaboration with divine timing. The harmony of both is what unlocks sustained prosperity. Sagittarius, unity is your quiet revolution. It's not a loud victory, not a dramatic event. It's the steady heartbeat of someone who finally feels whole. The world may not notice it right away, but they'll feel it. They'll sense something different in your energy. Grounded yet free, powerful yet gentle. That's what alignment feels like. You are no longer chasing the light. You are becoming it. This is the frequency from which miracles are born. Because the universe doesn't reward division, it multiplies wholeness. When all the parts of you finally move in the same direction, creation becomes effortless. Life stops feeling like a series of tests and starts feeling like a conversation between your soul and the divine, speaking fluently again after years of silence. November marks the end of fragmentation and the beginning of coherence. The union you've been craving isn't with someone else. It's between you and you, the seeker and the sage, the fire and the wisdom, the wanderer and the home. And when those two finally embrace, Sagittarius, the entire universe rearranges itself to mirror your unity. Gate 4, the miraculous beginning. The rebirth of destiny. Sagittarius, there comes a moment in every soul's journey when the old path simply disappears. It doesn't end with drama or destruction. It just fades like a mist lifting at dawn. What replaces it isn't new. It's ancient, familiar, sacred. That's what November brings you. The rebirth of a destiny that was never lost, only delayed. The miracle isn't arriving from the outside. It's rising from within, like dawn breaking behind your ribs. For years, you've carried the quiet frustration of someone who knows they're meant for more, but couldn't quite touch it. You've watched doors half open, opportunities almost align, people come close but not stay. You've built, rebuilt, and reimagined your life countless times, hoping the next version would finally feel like home. But the truth, Sagittarius, is that you weren't waiting for the right circumstances. You were waiting for the right self. Every detour was preparing you for this alignment. Every heartbreak was polishing your discernment. Every disappointment was teaching you to distinguish glitter from gold. Now the energy of November arrives as divine correction. Not punishment, not karma, but a gentle realignment toward your truest timeline. Suddenly, things begin to move that were stagnant for years. Conversations flow that once ended in silence. Doors you thought were permanently closed swing open with quiet grace. You may not even notice the shift at first because it feels so natural, as if life is simply remembering how to support you again. That's what divine timing feels like. This miraculous beginning won't come with fireworks or thunder. It will come with clarity. You'll wake up one morning and realize that something has changed. Not around you, but inside you. The noise that used to distract you will lose its power. The fears that used to paralyze you will seem strangely irrelevant. You'll begin to make decisions from peace instead of pressure, from intuition instead of insecurity. That's the miracle. Not that everything becomes easy, but that nothing outside you can shake what's solid within you anymore. Sagittarius, the universe is handing you back the pen to your story. For so long you let others write your narrative, teachers, lovers, bosses, family expectations. You tried to play the role of the dutiful child, the supportive friend, the strong one, the humble one. But all those masks have grown heavy. The only role left to play now is yourself. And when you finally accept that, your entire reality restructures around authenticity. The people who truly belong in your life will rise to meet your new frequency. Those who were only attached to your old version will quietly drift away. Let them. Their exit is part of your liberation. Miracles are not exceptions to nature's laws. They are expressions of higher order. When you realign with your authentic frequency, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. The opportunities that appear this month won't come from effort. They'll come from resonance. You won't have to chase, prove, or persuade. You'll simply attract what matches your energy. People who speak your soul's language, projects that reflect your values, and experiences that feel like déjà vu from the future. For many Sagittarians, November will bring a tangible manifestation. A contract, a reunion, a new home, a healing conversation that finally brings closure. But even if nothing visible happens yet, know that something massive is moving behind the veil. Your higher self has already chosen this timeline. Your only task is to stay aligned, to act with faith, and to stop interfering with divine orchestration through doubt. The universe doesn't need your worry. It needs your trust. You may also notice that time feels different this month. Events that used to take years now unfold in weeks. Synchronicities multiply. You'll think of someone and they'll call. You'll visualize an opportunity and it appears. This acceleration isn't coincidence. It's coherence. The moment your energy stops contradicting itself, manifestation becomes instantaneous. That's why the foundation of this miraculous beginning is unity. Your outer life is only catching up to the alignment your soul already achieved in silence. And yet, Sagittarius, this rebirth comes with responsibility. When the light returns, it demands stewardship. Your influence will expand, not as fame or control, but as impact. People will look to you for guidance, for courage, for truth. Don't underestimate your ripple. Every word you speak, every choice you make, will carry vibration beyond what you can measure. That's the sacred trust of this new beginning. You're not just receiving blessings, you're becoming a blessing. Remember, true leadership isn't about being followed. It's about lighting the way so others remember their own path. The miracle of November is not that you'll stand above others, but that you'll finally walk beside them, no longer seeking approval, but sharing authenticity. Your presence alone will remind people of what's possible when someone lives without apology. The greatest gift of this new chapter is peace. Not the absence of challenge, but the presence of purpose. When you're aligned, even uncertainty feels sacred. You stop asking, "What if it goes wrong?" and start whispering, "What if this is exactly right?" You stop waiting for validation and start realizing that your intuition is the only compass you'll ever need. That's when you become unstoppable. This month also carries a spiritual rebirth that extends beyond personal success. You're stepping into a frequency of collective purpose. The energy you embody now, courage, truth, integrity, ripples outward, touching lives you'll never meet. Every act of self-respect becomes an offering to the world. Every boundary you honor sends a signal into the collective that says, "It's safe to be authentic." That is how miracles multiply. So when November asks you to rise, don't hesitate. When opportunity calls, answer. When your intuition whispers, trust it before your logic debates it. This isn't the time for overthinking. It's the time for embodiment. The past has served its purpose. The lessons have been integrated. You've outgrown the version of you who needed to struggle for worthiness. The new you doesn't chase destiny. You become it. Sagittarius, the miracle isn't waiting in the distance. It's already inside you, humming like a secret the universe can no longer keep. This is not a beginning you have to create. It's one you have to allow. Breathe deeply and feel it, the expansion, the stillness, the remembering. You are standing at the threshold of everything you once prayed for, and for the first time, you are ready to receive it without fear. November is not a month of luck. It's a month of alignment. The miraculous beginning is the natural result of you returning to yourself. Your truth, your worth, your rhythm. This is the moment when your life stops being a rehearsal and becomes the main act. The curtain has risen. The lights are warm. The audience is silent. And the universe is smiling, because the story it's been waiting to tell through you is finally ready to begin. Conclusion: the return to stillness. Take a breath, Sagittarius. Feel how different the air is now. This isn't just another ending. It's integration. The journey of November wasn't about becoming someone new. It was about remembering who you've always been. The expansion, the prosperity, the unity, the miracle, they were never separate gifts. They were reflections of the same truth. That everything you've been seeking was quietly waiting within your own light. You've walked through fire and silence, through doubt and faith, and somehow you're still here, but not as the same person. The restless seeker in you has found direction again. Not in maps or plans, but in trust. You've learned that divine timing is not about waiting. It's about aligning. You've learned that prosperity doesn't arrive from effort alone, but from energy that flows without resistance. You've learned that love, real lasting love, begins when you stop fighting your own reflection. Now, life will start responding to this new frequency. People will feel your calm before you speak. Opportunities will find you through grace instead of struggle. Every step will feel guided, and even delays will carry meaning. That's the power of alignment. The world rearranges itself to match the rhythm of your peace. So, as this chapter closes, whisper a quiet thank you. Not to the universe out there, but to the soul within you that never gave up. If this message resonated, take a moment to like, share, or subscribe. Not as a habit, but as an affirmation. I am ready to live in my full expansion. Because Sagittarius, November is not the end. It's the doorway. And on the other side of that doorway waits everything that was always meant for you. Prosperity, unity, and a life that finally feels like home.